Amigos de la Charla, hoy tenemos un episodio muy especial y muy diferente porque hasta nos aventamos una entrevista full en inglés, Orlando Panda.
Sí, carnal, ¿cómo ves? Ya esto de vivir aquí en Estados Unidos, pues nos obligó, ¿no? A seguir expandiéndonos, y esta banda que nos acompaña de Ivories, pues bueno, hizo que sacáramos el inglés sin barreras, el Rosetta Stone y todos esos cursos de inglés, güey, que hay. Y bueno, no nos hizo quedar mal.
Aruñando y lo logramos.
Güey, nos entendimos perfectamente. O sea, hablas también el inglés, carnal, que ya te entiendo, güey.
Oye, The Ivories, tremendo proyecto, una banda de rock, de punk, ¿cómo es? Punk psicodélico, que tiene una propuesta que nació en 2017, pero apenas su EP ha sido lanzado este año, que lleva 2 años, pero que nació gracias a que pues, los integrantes estudiaban ingeniería de sonido, ¿no?
Se conocieron aquí en la ciudad de Los Ángeles, en Hollywood, para ser exactos, y nada, ¿no? Con influencias latinas, güey, europeas, porque la cantante y guitarrista es española y el otro cantante es de Santa Fe, Estados Unidos, güey. Entonces, dices a veces, qué combinación tan rara, pero la verdad es una banda que recomendamos mucho porque nos gustó, güey.
Sí, yo cuando escuché un poquito sobre sus canciones me fui como a Interpol o algo por ahí, pero después fue cambiando como un poco el padecer cuando fui conociendo canciones como Red, que tienen una onda mucho más slow, y bueno, These Days, que son 2 canciones que me gustaron muchísimo de este proyecto, que es un EP que tiene 7 canciones, que ya está en Spotify y en todas las plataformas, pero que ellos vinieron a contárnoslo a la charla y expresarnos por qué le colocaron el nombre a la banda, por qué este proyecto empezó y cómo empezó, ¿no?
¿Qué inspiró también el EP, ¿no? Se debe a una, ¿cómo le podemos decir, güey? Una relación.
A un
esas
examor
tormentosas, ¿no?
Sí.
Muy, muy interesante en la propuesta, ¿no? Me recuerda un poco a Él mató a un policía motorizado, a Los Románticos de Zacatecas, lo que se puede decir en español, a The Strokes en inglés. Más o menos por ahí está la onda. Sí, más o menos por ahí está la onda. Tienen su toque, definitivamente.
Muy recomendado. Y nada, aquí está nuestra charla con The Ivories.
Te salió, güey.
Sorry that I left you on red. It's been hard to get out of bed.
Yeah.
I'm Erin Memento. I play guitar and I sing in the Ivories.
Okay.
And I'm Bryan Dawson. I play bass and sing.
Ok. Vamos a regresar al rock and roll de los tiempos que son, ¿no?
Claro que sí, hermano.
Back to the basics.
Yes, I really like the influences that you guys have in your music, you know, the psychedelic. I was listening to the album, and at the beginning I was a little hesitant, you know, because you listen to like a band, like a new band every day sometimes. And but you know, after listening like for 20 seconds, I really got caught into the music. I was like, whoa, like it started like kind of simple, and then it started changing, and I really got into it. I even stood quiet for a while because I was just enjoying it. So great job, guys. How did you guys meet? How did the band start?
We went to Musicians Institute together in Hollywood.
Okay, that's in Los Angeles.
We were in the same audio engineering class.
Oh, yeah. Really. O sea que esto salió en clases. Y obviamente también me imagino playing at the bars and the hanging out with friends. But how many years have with this project?
We've been together for a year now.
A year now?
Yeah.
It's a new project.
Yeah, it's brand new. Yeah, we all moved to LA like 2 years ago, and that's when we met, and then we started the band a year ago.
Where are you guys from?
I'm from Spain. I'm from Zaragoza.
And I'm from Santa Fe, New Mexico.
Oh, really? Yeah. That's crazy, you know.
Yeah. I mean, like I said at the beginning, we don't find honestly like bands like this. Well, as far as I know, because like sometimes it's either like an American band or a Latin band for us. you know. And I'm very happy to find this mix on this band.
Writing about the controversy, about the politic, about the only rock and roll. What is your influence?
For that EP, Lilly, it wasn't really controversy or politics or like current events or anything. I feel like I'm too young to be really giving my 2 cents on that. I don't think I have enough of like a viewpoint because I'm only 20 years old. So I don't know. Most of the lyrics are about like, it's mostly like very poetic, like a little abstract, but when I write my lyrics, it's mostly like setting a scene like for some time in my life that seemed like a pivotal moment, like when I like finally felt like I was like mature enough to go out on my own or mature enough to like do this or that. So I like just kind of like go back to that time and like place a bunch of things in a room and like figure out what that makes me feel. So I guess it's very much like talking about like little nitpicky things. Like if I want to write a song about like a breakup, like I kind of take like, say like the song Juice Box is about like a bar setting where I like kind of like pick out little things that I would see like in a bar where a girl broke up with me or where I broke up with a girl. So like I talk about jukebox and like vodka and like perfume bottles and candles and just little things.
So many influence. About these days, maybe it's a song talk about the different things about these days, you know?
Yeah, that one's different. That one we wrote together.
Oh, really?
Or the whole band wrote it together, and that was the only song on this project that we all wrote together.
Tell me the story about that song, because it's kind of interesting. I mean, when you guys get all together, and because it's hard to work as a team sometimes.
It is hard sometimes to write as a like with someone, because someone like, for example, Bryan could have a different approach of the same thing that we're talking about. Basically, the song talks about like how do I like see the past time and how I'm feeling right now, how I felt. It could be like a week ago or like a year ago, and just try to like see the same situation with different eyes, or at least that's how I see that song, like the lyrics.
Okay.
Yeah.
And actually, for my part at least, like it was a time when I was like starting to go through a breakup with a girl. Like that whole EP is about this one girl that I was dating long distance, and like that song is kind of like
those girls, man.
Yeah,
they always inspire good albums.
Yeah, exactly. Towards the end, it was a very toxic relationship, and like towards the end of the relationship, like she would only call me. We wouldn't talk for like a week or so, but then she would call me when she was like really upset. So that's kind of what like the chorus lyrics are about, like miss me when you're feeling down, you're feeling good and you're not around.
And there's that's very common, you know, to be honest. Like I'm sure a lot of people could get connected to those type of lyrics.
Oh yeah, I have many friends that do that, like moving from Santa Fe, and like all my friends back there, like they only call me or they message me when they're going through something.
That's really nice. About the Pomona concert, the chemistry at the band, inside the band.
No, it's great. Like we're friends, so like that's kind of like the most important thing. Yeah. And the show at Viva Pomona was amazing. From like my opinion, is like the best show that we've ever played. Yeah, because like different things. Like the venue was great, the sound on stage was really really good, and the whole environment. And we were opening the festival, and there were a bunch of people already there, and they were really looking forward to see new bands that they didn't know, and that's always to be appreciated.
Of that festival as well.
Yeah, totally, and it was great. We had so much fun, and the feeling is really good.
I have a question, you know, like what for example, you're from Santa Fe, she's from Spain. What do you guys bring to the table for the band when from where the places you guys are from? What do you think you bring to the table from Spain, for example?
I think it's mostly music influences. Like the music that I grew up with, it's totally different from what he grew up with.
What music?
I listen to a bunch of like Spanish rock and like classic rock, like The Cure, Bowie, and then Spanish bands. And
like which Spanish bands?
So many. I love Iván Ferreiro, and like so many like nowadays bands like Rufus, The Firefly, Viva Suecia. I don't know. There's so many bands in Spain right now, and then with like American bands as well, or like bands from England. And his background was like way different. So I guess like in terms of the sound, that's what it was like brought to the table.
What would have been like your influences?
I don't know. I listen to a lot of Santa Fe. Doesn't have much of its own. It definitely has its own culture, but not for like young kids that like alternative music and like kind of indie music and like I guess like the punks of Santa Fe. Santa Fe definitely has like not much of a music scene going for itself, at least yet. I've heard that it's like changing now and they're getting a lot more art there. But so growing up, I like had to turn to the internet to find everything that I liked. So I would end up listening to like super underground stuff and like a lot of, and then also going back and listening to like classic rock and old like experimental indie rock and stuff. But Santa Fe also has its own like headspace, I feel like, because it's like a small town. I guess like a lot of people that grow up in small towns probably feel the same way as I do, that it's kind of like desolate and like disenchanted. Everybody's jaded. There's not much like happening for itself, so everybody's like super unmotivated and like judgmental of each other because everyone's bored and like kind of taking it out on each other that they're bored. So it's hard to like do your own music and have like support from your peers there. Like when I was there, I was like trying to start bands all the time, like starting punk bands or metal bands or like even doing like rap projects, but nobody would really like get behind it that was like in my group because everybody else was like not doing anything for themselves. So it's kind of hard to like be supportive of somebody else when you're like so down on yourself.
And now that you guys are together, has he ever recommended you a band that you're like, oh yeah, you know what, I really like it?
Yeah, all the time. No, that's one of the things that we do the most, I think, like share bands with each other. I've shown him like bands that sing in Spanish and like this is like interesting, or like I don't know, like different things that really like fulfill us as musicians.
And Xavier too, definitely.
Xavier's the drummer.
All of our music tastes have changed since we got together.
Oh, totally, like so much. Yeah.
That's great, man.
Bryan and Erin.
Yeah.
Okay, Bryan and Erin. Red is the first song?
Well, Red is the first single.
The first single?
Yeah, that's what we first released. We released it in Valentine's Day.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like
no.
Oh, no?
These Days came out on Valentine's Day. That was December 7th.
Oh, my bad. Sorry. My bad. Well, but Red was the first song that came out.
Okay.
The Ivories.
About this experience, you know, the first song for, you know, release is so very important. What is the impression, no, about this experience, no? Because it's your first picture, it's your first, you know, contact with the people.
Well, for me, like I was a little bit nervous because I don't know, it's like new project, new sound. You've never. In my case, I've never done music this kind of music and music in English as well.
You share this song at the platforms with the SoundCloud or?
Yeah, we released it first in SoundCloud and Bandcamp, but right after it was in Spotify. So
right.
We wanted to be like in the big platforms.
For global.
Yeah, I don't know, like. I don't listen to music in SoundCloud or this kind of like small platforms. So if a band is not in like Spotify or Apple Music, it's kind of like it doesn't exist. Like it does, but it's kind of, for me, it's like more difficult to find them.
Yeah.
So for me, it was key. Like to
it's
be
the major leagues, pretty much.
It's more easy right now. You know, the bands have so many options at the streaming. What is your social media, you know, more important for you for this project?
I think Instagram is where we are more active. We post. I would say that we post a lot.
The pictures are good.
Yeah. Yeah.
The rock style at the streets in Los Angeles.
Let me tell you something about this band. You know, like they have the look. You know, when you see them. I mean, the attitude and everything. I mean, for the people that are listening right now, let me tell you guys that Bryan and Erin, they actually look like rock stars. and they play really, really well. Let me ask you something about the sound of the band. Right now we live in an era, you know, like where, you know, the trap music is on. You guys met at Music Institute. Mm-hmm. Why did you guys choose the psychedelic punk
these days
when it's let's be honest, like it's very hard, you know, like to put it out there, you know, in the
I don't think it's something that we chose. We just like Bryan came to us with a bunch of songs and we just started playing together, and it felt really natural to grab a guitar, bass, and the drums. So it was like we want to be a band. We don't want to be a project that it's like based in tracks. And also for our like influences, like most of the bands that I listen to, they're like bands that are like with instruments or on stage and do this kind of stuff. And it's the music that I listen to and I enjoy. So for me, it didn't make any sense to make like something this else. Project something that it was like trap or rap or
whatever.
Pop.
Yeah, pop.
For me, like,
I love trap music. I love all that stuff. I was producing that. That's like what I wanted to do, like before I joined this band, was like produce rap music for people, and I was doing that for a while. But I mean, like just the whole like culture around rap music, I don't even know if it's rap music or just music in general, but when I was doing that, it just felt like such a I don't know, it seemed like everybody was making the music for the wrong reasons. I would go to these like sessions, I would go like make music with people, with rappers or whatever, and they would like, the music would be like their second priority after like broadcasting the fact that they were making music. They were like, hey everybody, I'm making a song. They weren't just like making the song and being like, hey everybody, I made this song. And they were like, and they were then really like showing people the song because they were proud of the song, but rather they were just showing people the song because they wanted to show people that they made a song.
I totally,
no matter how it sounded.
I totally get it.
It looks really cool, like to post a picture with the soundboard and at the studio and
yeah,
everything.
exactly. So. Yeah, and they'd be like going live. They'd be like, hey, I'll like record these 2 lines. I haven't even like written my whole song yet, but I'll record these 2 lines, then I'll go on my phone and like talk to people and like go live on Instagram and be like, hey, I'm in the stew, like I'm cooking up, whatever. But and it wasn't like everybody was like kind of like doing it to make the actual project like something they can be proud of, but rather they were doing it to showcase their skill set within the project. Like the producer would be like, hey, look at this beat I made, and the rapper would be like, hey, look at this rap I made. And then like I don't know, but then with the band, like I play the bass, she plays the guitar, and Xavier plays the drums, and we sing, and like it's not like we're like 3 separate people making a song. We're like just one band making a song.
We're a band, and it's not like a 3-people project.
This EP have 7 songs. What is that? MBTQ?
It's never be those kids again. That's, that's what the chorus says. But
Joyce Box. Who is Sarah Scarlett?
That's the ex, dude.
Oh my god!
No. That's actually that song. Me and my friend, we went to this pool party over in Koreatown at the Line Hotel, and me and my friend were there, and it was like 2 p.m. and we got really drunk, and then like there's these I don't know, we were talking to this girl, this like married woman who was staying at the hotel. She bought us like 20 bottles of champagne. I kind of like tell the story at the end of the song, but it's like buried under like all the other things that are happening.
That's
but
a
like
good story.
Yeah, and she bought us a bunch of champagne, and then like because she was like totally plastered, and then we were like, all right, like we're gonna leave, and she's like, hey, want to come up to my hotel room? And then we were like, no. And then her husband started calling her over and over and over again, and he was like, why'd you spend like $1,000 at this pool party? And then we left, and then we got in a car accident. Somebody rear-ended us, and then after that we were like, whoa, what can we do? Like we like just drank like a bunch of champagne, and we got in a car accident. I actually got like knocked out in the car accident, and then we like went on Tinder, and there was 2 girls named Sarah and Scarlett that were messaging us on Tinder, and then we messaged them, and they never texted us back. So we're like, whatever, we'll make a song about you guys.
Nice. How does feel the band? This new era of the rock right now, maybe for me, I listen to so many songs, have new influences, electronic music, different sounds, different at the 90s, you know, the evolution of the rock. What do you think about this new era of the rock?
I do really like it. I mean, but I think music in general has to evolve and get different influences and make new things. So obviously rock nowadays is not the same as in the 60s, 80s, 90s or whatever, but it's still rock. And I think it's so cool that there's so many bands that are doing new things and really interesting sounds. And there's still bands that do music that sounds like the 80s or the 90s, but there's a bunch of other new bands that get all those influences and transform them to their own thing. So I think it's great. Yeah, like the more music, the better.
I love Muse. Maybe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's for me it's a different concept. You know, the AM, Arctic Monkeys.
I love that album.
Yeah, that album is
that's
so different
phenomenal.
at the rock and roll history.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, totally. But the rock and roll, it's so wide that it's like, what do you consider rock? I mean, like, because of the songwriting process, because they are like playing real instruments on stage, or like why? I think it just has to be music. You enjoy it, great, and just listen to it and go to shows and buy vinyls or CDs or whatever you're into, but just consume music like all the time.
Yeah.
Help your local band, man.
Yeah,
you know,
LA band.
That's what I always like tell my friends. You know, like sometimes you see like a big band, you know, like the Beatles, like the Rolling Stones, the Doors, but they started somewhere. You know, at a point, they were just like the new band from the town.
Yeah,
and
totally.
You never know where you guys gonna get. You know, like it's up to you guys to continue creating more music, and at the same time to evolve. You know, as musicians, as persons, because I'm sure you're writing about this, your breakup right now. Probably like in 5 years, you're gonna be inspired by some other stuff. You know,
Another girl.
New generation.
It's kind of what I think about too. Like everything that we're doing these days. Like we're making another. After we leave this interview, we're gonna go shoot a music video for Heron, or like finish shooting a music video for that. But like,
cool.
Because we're so small and like nobody's really like. I guess people are listening to us and like keeping up with what we're doing, but I figure like if things go the right way and we become like a big band, like 5 years down the road, people will find these things we're doing today. Like,
of course,
in 2018, they'll find our first EP and find our first music videos, and that'll be like, they'll cherish that because it'll be like, wow, I found this like deep cut of the Ivories, or like I found this old music video before they were like super big, like. And that's kind of what I think about when we're making things today. So like, let's make the craziest thing we possibly can. So like later on down the road, like the people that are listening to us in 10 years or 5 years or whatever will find this and be like, wow, like,
well, dude,
this is where they came from.
I was in my research, and there's people listening to you guys in Chicago, in Houston, Mexico City.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
that's insane.
how do you guys feel about it?
That's so cool that people that are not from LA, which is like supposed to be the city that most people listen to our music, still like have found about us.
The feedback
is great. Like every time that we receive like some kind of like message on Instagram, like saying like, I just found your music and I do really enjoy it, and like thanks for like doing this. And it's awesome. Like I love it. I feel really good about what we're doing.
Good. The name of the band has a message special or what?
Has a really cool story. You should tell it.
What was it? I don't remember.
You don't remember it? Oh my God. He
So
chose
cool.
it.
It was
perfect.
He chose the name. Well,
maybe he was.
he sent to like Xavier and me like a list of names.
There's some bad ones on
There
there.
were some
which
bad
ones?
ones. I don't remember them. So just
I
like,
remember I wanted to call us Bathtub.
so that was like, obviously that's not even a choice. But we thought that the coolest one was the Ivories, but then he told the other day like the story behind. They wanted to call the band Poison Ivy, but there was the Ivies, was it?
Yeah.
The Ivories, because of like Poison Ivy.
Yeah.
But there was already a band called the Ivies, and he wanted to like the band be as like the poison for music industry. That's why like the Ivies, because of like the poison. But it was somebody got that name, and the like closest one was the Ivories, and it sounds good and
it
feels
really
good.
Cool. It sounds really cool.
We just got a message on Instagram that somebody said, "I want to tickle you."
Who do they want to tickle? You or
They
him?
want to tickle the band as a
Hopefully
whole.
not
The
me,
band?
not me,
The
please.
whole band. That's funny,
Great.
man.
No. I recommend this band.
Yes, man. I was listening to the EP and
only 5 songs, but I love it. Congratulations for this project. Maybe
Thank you.
I want to see
Thank you.
at the festivals, maybe on
Coachella
Coachella
or-
or Lollapalooza.
Yeah, I don't have like a dream, like a venue that is like, oh my god. Well, I would love to play at the Greek Theater, obviously.
Imagine going back to Spain.
Oh,
play-
that's
to play.
that would be a goal
Big
too.
festival,
No, like
Red Rocks,
tour in
Or
Spain
tour.
Oh, you guys are-
with these guys. No. Like that's kind of like the dream.
that'll be some-
Have like
yeah.
a Spanish tour with the Ivories. That would be so cool.
Imagine.
Yeah, that would be amazing. But yeah, I don't know, like play like Glastonbury. That would be
Amazing.
crazy, or Lollapalooza as well, or I don't know, the Greek
Play for
Theater
the Pope.
someday. Play for
Okay.
the Pope.
Play for
Well, the one
the Kids' Choice Awards on Nickelodeon.
What is the best concert you see in your life? Yeah.
Totally, yeah. I went to see PJ Harvey at the Greek Theater last year, and it was insane. No, it blew my mind. It's like, I want to be here. Like, I want to be PJ.
Really?
Yeah, no, totally. No, I don't want to be PJ
No.
Harvey, but she's a huge influence for me, and she's amazing. Like, the sound was great. She didn't say a word in the entire show, not even hi. Just she said,
Just sing.
"Have a good night" at the end of the last song. And I thought that was so cool. It was like,
Really?
she doesn't need to say a word. She's just singing her songs, doing her performance, which was pretty weird. And you could hear all the instruments. She brought like the weirdest instruments on stage, and you could hear everything. It was magical.
I can tell.
Yeah, no, I definitely remember it. I was 17 and Death Grips were touring by themselves. I had tried to see them before with Soundgarden and
Wow.
I don't remember who. I think it might have been 9 Inch Nails or something. But then they canceled the show, and I just didn't go because I was so upset. Not even like because I didn't want to see the other bands, but just I was like, I can't do it like without Death Grips there. But then I saw them like a year later. They were touring for the Powers That Be, and that was like at the Sunshine Theater in Albuquerque, which is like a small venue. It's not small, but it's like 500 people maybe, and it was like. People in Albuquerque go so hard, like, and I didn't think that there would be people there that were there, like juggalos and like cholos and everything, and like I thought Death Grips were very much like a white teenage like kids band, like alternative kids or whatever. But
Well, what a surprise,
that was the
right?
loudest show I've ever been to, the like wildest, the hardest moshing I've ever done. Like people in the audience with like beads on their dreads, like swinging their hair around, like slapping everybody with their dreads, like.
Crazy. I love this band, bro.
Me too, man. Me too. They are pure rock and roll, if you want to put it like that, and I really like that.
I want to see you live at the concert. Yeah,
Are
maybe.
you guys performing anytime soon?
We don't have any upcoming shows here in LA, but we are definitely going to book something for maybe like late September, October, something.
Nice.
Well, we'll be more than happy to go.
Your social media, where the people
Can find-
search right now, you
yeah.
can find.
Yeah, you can find us in Instagram, which is like the social media that we're more like present. We are d.ivories. And then you can find us in Spotify, Apple Music as The Ivories. And then we are as well in Facebook as Ivories with 3 S's. But Instagram is the one that we are most, like, we're updating like everything.
If you have a chance to open the concert,
Open for someone?
Who would it be?
Ooh, you answer. I'll have another one, but I have to think about it. There's so many bands that I love.
Michael Jackson. That's probably not true. No, but
He loves Michael Jackson.
I love Michael Jackson.
I know.
He's
King of pop.
It was
pop.
not
the
a
reason I moved out to LA. But
Oh, really?
yeah, I wanted to be his guitarist, but then he died, and I was like, whatever, I'll still go to LA.
I'll start a band.
That's a nice history.
You
The
should
reason I started playing
you should
guitar,
write a song
actually.
about Michael Jackson. man.
Yeah, I wear his shirts to most of our shows.
Yeah. I think I would love to open for Yeah Yeah Yes.
Yes.
That would be really, really cool. Yeah Yeah Yes or Savages. I love Savages.
Savages is amazing.
They're so good.
I still like the Yeah Yes better, but that's just me.
Yeah, no, I saw Yeah Yeah Yes and LCD Sound System at the Hollywood Bowl like a couple months ago.
Yeah.
It's like I want to
open
for them.
But I couldn't get to that one. I saw them in Mexico City.
This is acoustic guitar?
Yeah, we brought 2 acoustic guitars. Yeah.
Oh, we can.
We'll love to
play,
close our conversation with a song. Do you guys mind?
Yeah, totally. Let's do that.
We're expecting to play
Yeah,
some songs.
yeah.
Let's do it.
Like, wanna
Let's
play?
do it, man.
That I left you on red. It's been hard to get out of bed. When I die and go to heaven, white walls, white Converse and white tan. Vis-a-vis, I count to 3. Catch your eye and I fall asleep. Easy, count some sheep, my soul to keep, and you can leave. Wine red, ask for your name again. Velvet, I've only had a fifth lipstick on the end of my split spirits. I forget how good I'm living. You say you're feeling sleepy. Well, what's your favorite CD? Lay it down so sweetly. Oh, it's so hard to please me. Cheetah print, smokes taste like mint. Light a cig, I don't exist. Drowning in another fifth. Who are you? It's me, I miss wine red. Ask for your name again, velvet. I've only had a fifth lipstick on the end of my split spirit. I forget how good I'm living. Ask for your name again. I've only had a fifth on the end of my split spirit. I forget how good I'm living.
Brutal, papá.
Y no se diga más, Panda. Qué tremendo proyecto.
Carnal, a los que acabamos de escuchar en acústico, en vivo, la verdad, quiero verlos. Es una banda que me ha gustado mucho, me han caído súper bien, aparte una vibra súper chida.
The Ivories, ustedes pueden encontrarlo, como ellos bien dicen, en todas sus plataformas, y es una propuesta que nace en Los Ángeles de influencias de diferentes partes, pero que simplemente el lenguaje de la música logra estas cosas, ¿no? Hacer buenas canciones y buenas propuestas como esta.
Whiskey's speaking way too loud. It thinks for me, I don't open my mouth. Miss me when you're feeling down. You're feeling good and you are not around.